Test, test. Test, test. Whoever's on the CWM, can you let me know if you can hear me okay? Good morning. Can you just tell me if you can hear me online?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you so much. And then I just wanted to let you know that your screen name is still showing as Jennifer Boston. So if you click the top 3 buttons on your window, you can rename yourself.
Oh, thank you so much. I was wondering why it was called Jennifer.
It's the way the registration link works.
Okay, so it
Thank you.
should be view profile maybe. I can't view.
On those 3 dots, there should be a rename option.
There it is. Awesome.
Perfect. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Welcome.
Well played. Good morning. I'm Eric Blank, and this is the Commissioners' weekly meeting for December 11th, 2024. I think most of the theater has been delayed into next week, so sorry to disappoint any visitors. With that, Commissioner Plant, appreciate your festive dress, and any preliminary comments? Are you ready to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I am ready to approve the consent agenda.
Commissioner Gilman?
I would also vote to approve the consent agenda.
As would I. Proceeding number 24A-0454R. Mr. Farrell, Dr. Fishaber, BNSF Railway.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. This is Alan Farrell with the Rail Transit Safety Section, and I'm here today for any discussion on three similar sequential proceedings, numbers 24A-0454R through 24A-0456R, as well as a fourth proceeding, 24A-057R. And if you're ready, I'll now address the first three similar proceedings.
Yes.
BNSF Railway Company submitted three applications to replace flashing lights, gates, bells, and signal bungalow, and to upgrade the track circuitry from motion detection to constant warning time for crossings at Eldridge Street and Indiana Street in the city of Wheat Ridge, and at a third crossing at County Road 9 in the city of Lamar. BNSF desires to make the change because the equipment at the crossings is of an older variety, and BNSF no longer has spare equipment in the event of a failure. BNSF plans to update the track circuitry from motion detection to constant warning time in order to provide a more uniform warning time to motorists. The traffic, train volumes, and accidents have been provided to you in the information sheet in the draft orders, and BNSF estimates the cost of the projects in Wheat Ridge at $302,608 for the crossing at Eldridge Street, $301,137 for the crossing at Indiana Street, and estimates the cost of the project in Lamar at $357,695 for the crossing at County Road 9. BNSF will bear all costs associated with the work. BNSF proposes to start the work for all three projects on March 1st, 2025, and anticipates being complete with the work by November 30th, 2025. And there were no interventions filed in these proceedings. And unless you have any questions, I have a recommendation.
We'd welcome your recommendation.
Staff recommends the Commission deem the applications complete, grant each application, and require BNSF to inform the Commission when each crossing has been upgraded, and require BNSF to file the updated national inventory forms in these proceedings by November 30th, 2025.
Commissioner Plant?
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman?
I also agree.
As do I, and that can be an ABC decision consistent with your recommendation. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And if you're ready, I'll address the fourth proceeding, 24A-0457R.
We're ready.
The City and County of Denver submitted an application to install new curb and gutter, new sidewalk, and new pedestrian detectable warning surfaces on all four quadrants of the railroad road crossing, the replacement of the existing asphalt pavement crossing surface with new concrete panels, the resurfacing of the roadway, the installation of new bicycle lanes on the north side and south side of 51st Avenue, and the installation of new railroad crossing pavement markings and new railroad warning signs for both roadway approaches at the at-grade crossing of 51st Avenue at the existing tracks owned by BNSF. 51st Avenue has a moderately deficient roadway profile over the crossing, which has contributed to hazardous crossing conditions. Changes based on recommendations made by the diagnostic team are necessary to improve safety at the crossing. The traffic, train, and accident numbers have been provided to you in the information sheet and draft order, and Denver estimates the cost of the project at $493,148.60. The cost for improvements will be funded 30% through appropriation of FHWA raised grant funds and 70% through appropriation of Denver bond funds. Denver proposes to start the project on August 1st, 2025, and anticipates being complete with the work by January 30th, 2027. And again, there were no interventions in this matter. And unless you have questions, I also have a recommendation for this proceeding.
We'd welcome your recommendation, sir.
Staff recommends the Commission deem the application complete, grant the application, and require Denver to inform the Commission when the upgrades of the crossing are complete, and require Denver to file an updated USDOT crossing inventory form for the crossing in this proceeding by January 30th, 2027.
Commissioner Plant?
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Goman?
I also agree.
As do I, and again, that can be an ABC decision, so thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Proceeding number 24AL-0438T. Mr. Branson, Mr. Foreman, last mile diversity.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Advice Letter 3171, filed by Quest Corporation doing business as CenturyLink QC, proposes to increase the tariff rates paid by local 911 agencies for 911 call delivery from $752.22 per month per concurrent session, which is an incoming 911 line at each public safety answering point, to $776.47, an increase of $24.25, or 3.2%. The initial proposed effective date was March 1st, 2025. The purpose of this increase is to pay ongoing costs related to a project, provide additional redundancy and physical diversity between the last serving central offices and a significant number of 911 centers in the state. The non-recurring costs for this project have already been approved by the Commission through the Basic Emergency Service Improvement Plan application proceeding concluded earlier this year. On December 4th, CenturyLink filed an amendment to the advice letter changing the proposed effective date to December 20th, 2024, while keeping the actual effective date of the new rate to be March 1st, 2025, as outlined in the proposed tariff pages. The stated purpose of this proposed change is to provide the company with certainty about whether the new rates will be approved so that they can begin construction and on the project and put into place the agreements with third-party transport providers to deliver the desired redundancy to the 911 centers. However, by moving the proposed effective date of the amended tariff to December 20th, CenturyLink has effectively shortened the window during which any interested party could file a protest. This is exacerbated by the fact that CenturyLink did not provide any notification to the customers of this proposed change in the effective date, relying instead on communication through the Commission's 911 Advisory Task Force to notify customers of this change. Since not all local 911 agencies participate in the task force, this leaves open the possibility that some customers may not be aware of the proposed price increase or the change in the proposed effective date. This is a unique circumstance, with the period for protest letters being shortened for a proposed tariff increase to support a project already approved by the Commission, and Title 40, Article 3, Section 104 authorizes the Commission to impose additional notification requirements if it determines that such additional notice is in the public interest. The draft decision before you today would direct CenturyLink to 1, file another amendment to the advice letter and tariff pages changing the proposed effective date to December 31st, 2024. 2, provide written notice to all basic emergency service customers, which includes all local 911 governing bodies and 911 centers, of the price change and proposed effective date, as well as providing instructions for how to file a protest letter. And 3, file proof of customer notification in this proceeding. And since I kind of gave away the recommendation, I will pause for any questions that you have and your vote.
Commissioner Plant?
I would agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Goman?
I also agree.
As do I, and that can be an ABC decision.
Thank you.
Thank you. Proceeding number 24AL-0049G. Mr. Davis, Ms. Rosati, Public Service Company gas rate case.
Good morning, Commissioners. This matter comes before the Commission for consideration of the application seeking rehearing, reargument, or reconsideration of decision number C24-0778. Through that decision, the Commission permanently suspended the effective date of the tariff sheets filed with advice letter number 1029 gas and ordered public service to file compliance tariffs consistent with the findings and conclusions in the decision. The Commission also directed public service to file a future advice letter tariff filing to further modify the base rate, tariff sheets, and other elements of its PUC number 6 gas tariff. On November 14, 2024, Public Service, trial staff of the Commission, and the Office of the Utility Consumer Advocate timely filed applications for rehearing, re-argument, or reconsideration of decision number C24-0778. Pursuant to Section 40-6-114, the Commission must act upon any application for RRR within 30 days of its filing, in this case by December 16, 2024, or the application will be denied by operation of law. Due to the number and complexity of the issues presented in the RRR applications, as well as the press of business at the Commission this month, I recommend that the Commission find today that it requires further time to consider the RRR applications and to prepare its written decision. Therefore, to preclude a denial by operation of law, I recommend that you grant the RRR applications today through a short written decision for the sole purpose of tolling the statutory time limit. This grant would be procedural and undertaken only to toll the statutory time limit in Section 40-6-114. The Commission can indicate that it expects to take up the RRRs next week and to issue its decision shortly thereafter. Additionally, I recommend the Commission schedule a Commissioners' Deliberations meeting at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, December 17, 2024, by minute entry. And I'll stop here for your vote.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gelman,
I also agree.
as do I, and that can be an ABC decision tolling the RRR and by minute entry, as you suggest.
Thank you.
24A-0296E, Public Service Company Wildfire Mitigation Plan. Ms. Crandall, Mr. Foreman.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Kelly Crandall with the advisory team, joined by Wyatt Foreman from Council. Public Service Company of Colorado filed an application for approval of its 2025 to 2027 Wildfire Mitigation Plan, or WMP, on June 27th. The 2025 to 2027 WMP includes multiple categories of work, including situational awareness, infrastructure upgrades, represents about $2 billion in capital and operations investments, and along with it, it included a public safety power shutoff plan. By decision C24-0716I, the Commission determined extraordinary conditions existed in this proceeding and extended the statutory deadline with which to issue a decision. And the Commission made this finding in part because the Wildfire Mitigation Plan and Public Safety Power Shutoff plans invoked questions about the roles of local, state, and federal entities in issues like communications and cost recovery. And so the Commission found that additional time would be imperative to fully consider those issues and ensure that individuals with expertise in areas like emergency management could participate in the process. By decision C24-0761I, the Commission adopted a procedural schedule with an evidentiary hearing starting May 5th, 2025, but it stated it would address the public comment hearings and additional procedures such as a Commissioner's information meeting by separate orders. So I have three procedural items to discuss with you all today. The first about scheduling a Commissioner's information meeting, or CIM. The second about scheduling one or more public comment hearings. And the third relates to additional clarifying filings. If it's okay to move ahead, or I can take questions.
Please.
The first item relates to scheduling a CIM. In its prior decisions, the Commission stated that there were potentially significant interactions between the company's proposed infrastructure investments, public safety power shutoff plan activities, and actions taken by federal, state, and local agencies. The Commission thus set a goal for this proceeding to understand the interrelationships of those entities and agencies around topics like wildfire mitigation, emergency management, preparedness and response, funding, and other issues. And I can make a recommendation on how to proceed with this item or take questions.
No, if you can make a recommendation, that'd be great.
Advisors recommend, excuse me, the Commission schedule a virtual Commissioners' information meeting to be held from 1 to 4 p.m. on Thursday, February 20th, 2025, and also keep 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Friday, February 21st, in the event of a large volume of speakers. The purpose of the CIM would be to hear from representatives of specifically agencies and divisions within the state of Colorado on their roles and perspectives related to the application. We propose the CIM include representatives from state agencies who would each have about 20 or 30 minutes to present on their roles, their interactions with the company's application, and their perspectives. And the commission, advisors, and parties would then be permitted to ask questions. And should the commission schedule the CIM, advisors would identify and invite agency representatives who may want to speak, with some prioritization to those with expertise on topics like emergency management, wildfire mitigation, forestry, insurance, things that you all have referenced in prior meetings, as well as potentially public safety and health. And so we anticipate we'd provide a background briefing to interested agency representatives about the filing and how the CIM will be run, and we'd file all information publicly in advance of that to allow parties to prepare.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I, and that can be an ABC decision consistent with your recommendation. Except you have more.
Thank you. Yes, I do have two more items. So the second is about public comment hearings, and I can speak to that if you'd like. So we recommend the Commission schedule 3 virtual public comment hearings at different times of day and staggered throughout the proceeding. We're looking at February 6th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., March 13th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., and April 29th from 4 to 6 p.m. And so this staggers them before and after various case milestones. We also suggest you all highlight some topics on which public comment might be encouraged, including how to reach customers who use durable medical equipment, what information they may need to prepare for public safety power shutoffs, or address things like battery storage resilience and their relationship to Medicaid battery backups, that sort of thing. Also, public comments from local offices of emergency management who are not already parties in the proceeding could be helpful to understand the questions the Commission could consider directing to state agencies or to respond to comments made by those agencies. And so if you all agree with those recommendations, we'd work with communications staff to ensure information is sent out in a timely manner.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I.
Thank you. One final item, we recommend you all require public service to make 2 sets of filings for efficiency purposes going forward. The first is by decision C24-0761I. The Commission scheduled a technical conference for January 27th, at which the company will demonstrate relevant software and tools, and specifically the TechnoSilvo software and the refined public-facing outage map. And so to enable you all to prepare for the technical conference, we recommend public service be directed to file a rundown that includes a general agenda and timeline for the demonstrations and describes at a high level what kinds of actions and functionalities would be demonstrated. And at the technical conference, commissions, advisors, and parties would be permitted to ask factual clarifying questions. And so the schedule should include a reasonable amount of time to do so. We recommend that be filed by January 10th, 2025, and we can coordinate with public service as needed on the logistics for that meeting.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I. And now it can be an ABC. Oh, no, no,
Sorry.
no.
I paused prematurely. Just one quick last item.
I think he set me up.
In proceeding 24M-0173E, the Commission directed the company to file reports every other month, and so the first report was filed on November 26th. This is on the Boulder investigation, and the report included references to filings in this proceeding, and it talked about ongoing communications improvements involving the PSPS plan and outreach to local offices of emergency management. So given the potential for efforts the company is reporting on there to inform its ultimate proposals on some topics, we recommend it just be required to file those bi-monthly reports concurrently in this proceeding and not just in that proceeding for efficiency, and that the most recent report be required to be filed within 10 days of this decision.
Commissioner Plant,
I agree with the recommendation.
Commissioner Gilman,
I also agree.
as do I.
That is it for me. Thank you very much.
And now it can be an ABC order. Thanks. Commissioner Plant, any final thoughts?
Surprisingly short meeting this morning.
Yeah, it was going to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Nothing else. Thanks.
Commissioner Gilman,
I'm wishing everyone, happy holidays. I guess we'll meet again before then.
I think we got
Maybe-
3 next
Maybe
week.
not in person though, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm wishing everyone in person a happy holidays then. Thanks.
Happy holidays, and with that, we're adjourned. Thanks all.